Hello everyone and welcome to this how-to video. I'm going to be explaining something that I'm sure is incredibly interesting and riveting to all of you. You've been dying to know. It's how to find the cross product. Now we're going to do this in the setting of Calculus 3. You may have heard it as a determinant in linear algebra or in physics, but we're going to focus on Calculus 3. So we're trying to find u cross v, which you can see here. And we have our u vector and our v vector. And over here, I showed how to do the cofactor method, which we'll get to in a second. So if we're finding u cross v, we're going to set up what is called a determinant, and we're going to set it up with our ijk vectors, which are our standard vectors for cross products. So if I put in our I, j, k vectors, pardon my messy handwriting, then I'm going to put in our u vector, which is 3, 5, 0, and our v vector, which is 0, 0, 3, -6. We can use the cofactor method to find our determinant. And so using the cofactor method, we want to create cofactors or mini determinants from our 3 by 3 matrix and make them 2 by 2 matrices. And then we can take A times D and subtract B times C. And that will give us our term for whatever vector we started with. So we're going to start with the I vector. And if I start with the I vector, I have to highlight or cross out the row and the column for the I vector. So that would be this column and this row. And that gives us our cofactor or the mini determinant that we need to use. Then we can do our A times C minus our B times C. So that would give us 5 times -6 minus 0 times 3. And 5 times -6 is -30. So that's -30 minus, and 0 times 3 is 0. So that just gives us -30i. And we are going to do the same thing for our j and k vector. So if I cross out the row and the column of j, that leaves me with the cofactor of 3, 0, 0, -6. So then I can do the determinant for that as well. So 3 times -6 minus 0 times 0 equals -18 minus 0 again, which leaves us with -18 times j. Now the only thing we have to remember about j is that we have to add a negative sign to it. So it's basically like multiplying by a -1. So if we have -18 times -1, it's going to leave us with a positive 18 j vector. And then we're going to do the same thing with k. So we're going to cross out k, and we're going to do the cofactor for that too. That leaves us with 3 times 3 minus 5 times 0. Now you won't always end up with all these zeros, but those made it easy. 3 times 3 equals 9 minus 5 times 0, which is 0. And that leaves us with 9k. Now, with our cross product, we have to put it in vector terms because our cross product is always a vector. So that gives us -30i plus 18j plus 9k. And when we multiply that out by their respective vectors, with I being 1, 0, 0, j being 0, 1, 0, and k being 0, 0, 1. Sorry, that was a mess there. We end up with the final vector of -30, 18, 9 as our cross product for the vectors u and v listed above. If we wanted to do v cross u, it would be a whole different story. There are rules to associate the two, but this is our cross product answer, vector for u cross v, negative 30, 18, 9. I hope this helped, and you can subscribe to my channel below or follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Morello Michaela. Have a great day.